Like that's why you say anna dosha anna lipyate. So when you're offering it to God, a lot of the rituals would offer it to God first. Or it's also about your own gratitude. If you're eating a plant, it would still have life. If you eat animals, they have life too. But because they can move, they have more expression. They are higher up in the hierarchy, right? So if you eat a human, that's going to be the worst for your system also, because it's going to be really complex to break it down. And that's why if you look at pigs, if you look at medicine, like you use a lot of pig in medicine. All the insulin, that's porcine. A lot of your organ therapy where you're having bile, or if you're having other glands from animals, anyone who has tried adrenal cortex as a treatment for adrenal fatigue, there's dried adrenals, yeah. So pig, because it's so closer to you. So a lot of therapies, when you do it, when you process it, your body, it kind of picks it up easily because it's closer to you. But when it comes to muscle, because muscle takes up a lot of digestive energy as well, it's a dense tissue. It has a lot of earth in it. So that's why having like pork, and that's why pork is forbidden in most religions, right? If you look at Christianity, like the very old books, Bible, it would like they would ask you not to eat it. Jewish laws, like you don't touch pork. Muslim laws, you don't touch pork. In Ayurveda, they say pork is the worst thing for you, unless you want to gain tons of weight.
So I think getting back to
so,
the animals and the...
Yeah, so legumes would have, like, because of astringent taste, they have the earth element as well. So they would help with some kind of muscle building, but it would not be the same as from an animal meat, because that's the closest to you.
So you have to do more work to convert
Yeah.
the animal already converted.
Yeah. And it's muscle, right? You're getting the same elements. You're not doing much conversion. So with milks like hemp milk, if you look at hemp seed and then you compare them with almonds, so they have both different nutrition. The size also matters, right? So the oiliness would be different if you look at hemp oil versus if you look at almond oil. Like even different oils have different textures. Grapeseed oil would be a little lighter than sesame oil. So everything's kind of comparative. And you can eat leafy greens, you can eat all the vegetables you want. Like animal meats, it's a choice. But when we talk about factory farming, there's a lot of anxiety in those animals. They're captured, they're kept in places, like, they don't have any place to move. So if it's a cow who's been living in such a situation and then you drink milk from her, and that's why there's a lot of kapha in the milk itself from such a cow who's factory farmed. And that's why a lot of kids get milk allergies nowadays. Because it's not normal, right? It's abnormal kapha in the milk. There's also the anger, the frustration of the animal at being held. So that's also pitta. And pitta is causing that inflammation, and that's why you say milk is causing inflammation nowadays. When you talk about anxiety, like a lot of people who eat meat, if the animal is not treated well, everything it feels is going to go to its muscles, its organs. And then you're eating that organ, it's going to create issues with you. That's why we're getting so scattered, right? Eating meat or not, like it's a personal choice. But for Vata people, you have to make sure you're well nourished. So if you don't want to eat meat, that's totally fine, but you have to make sure, like at least dairy. A lot of vegans, nothing against them, but being a Vata, you cannot succeed, at veganism. There are people who are vegans for 10 years and they go totally off. It takes years for a Vata to recover their health because their nutrient status is not that good, right? Kaphas can bounce back easily.